Pacific Northwest is gorgeous country, especially the coastline. Who was in that movie, $1 Million Mermaid? Sounds like Esther Williams must have been in it.
I don't know.
That float is full of beautiful bright yellow mums and Vanda orchids and red roses
And anchovies.
Everything gorgeous.
Here we have the United States
Band based at Fort Monroe, Virginia. Santa Monica today.
Love is a many splendid thing. It's the title for this year's entry by Santa Monica, and the float itself is a thing of several splendors.
There's Bobby Vinton to sing for us.
It's the April rose that only grows in the early spring. Love is nature's way of giving a reason to be living. The golden crown that makes a man a king. Once on a in the morning mist, two lovers kissed, and the world stood still. Then your fingers touched my silent heart and taught it how to sing. Yes, true love's a many splendid
I saw Bobby just before the parade, but he didn't bother to introduce me to that. Here comes 1001 Nights, a romance of Arabia, the intrigue and mysteries of Persia, Samarkand, the land of the sheiks. Tales of 1001 Nights.
I think it's shades from the looks of it.
From the Sun-Kissed Growers Association. You remember all those films, Betty? You remember Sabu, French Foreign Legion, Lawrence of Arabia, and Aladdin, Flying Carpet, Rudolph Valentino.
I mean, you got them all, I tell you.
If Scheherazade could have shown herself in this float, she would have saved herself 1001 worlds and 1001 stories.
And here is a fantastic float from the International House of Pancakes, Ben-Hur. The exciting chariot race in Ben-Hur, which is a vivid movie memory for 45 years. It's all recreated here with fiberglass horses that are a regular horse form, and then the necks are bent and the legs are bent into the appropriate positions that they want them in, and then they're simply connected by their tails. They're so light. The fiberglass is marvelous because it doesn't weigh as much as the other, and they're only connected by the tails. The silent,
Tails connected to the neck bone.
the silent and the sound versions of Ben-Hur both made movie history. In 1927, the film with Francis X. Bushman and Ramon Navarro played before international audiences for 30 years, and then, of course, in 1959, Ben-Hur set a new record for the number of Academy Awards given to a single film.
Charlton Heston was in that.
I'll say, Stephen Boyd.
Now here's the winner of the second award of excellence in our band contest, the Glendora High School Tartan Band. This past summer, the band traveled to Switzerland to participate in the Fête du Genève, which is a sort of tournament of roses in Europe. They gave concerts in 5 Swiss cities and several times marched in parades with the Red Army Band of the Soviet Union.
The Glendora Band and the Red Army Band performed together in combination, and afterwards the members of both units exchanged mementos, including instrument mouthpieces. That sounds like fun.
I was so caught up in watching them, Betty, I didn't I hear what you said.
Just as well.
Bugs Bunny, Sylvester, Tweety, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, and Yosemite Sam. Yosemite Sam.
Can't imagine a more appropriate end. Ending the parade of movie memories with Porky Pig's That's All, folks. All roses, John?
Yes, there are roses, vanda orchids, orange calendulas. Beautiful little float.
That's a symptom, Raymond. The Army's Shrine Mounted Patrol, riding 20 matched black and white Togiano Pintos, the only unit to do so.
And they all worked out so beautifully.
Yes, they certainly did.
Well, once everybody has heard that's all, folks, what else is there to say? There's more, folks?
There's always more to say when you've seen a great spectacle like the one we've had today, Betty. There's always looking back and remembering, isn't there?
I know. I'll be doing that for months to come. This year's Tournament of Roses Movie Memories Parade just has to be a highlight in my own personal memory.
Oh, and everyone's, I think.
Speaking of memories, if memory serves, there was something more last year, Raymond.
And what was that?
Well, you gave me a single beautiful rose, which I still have.
Oh, this year I don't have a single beautiful rose, Betty. I have 6 beautiful roses.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, John and Stan, and Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy New
Thank
Year.
you, baby. Look at those colors.
The 84th Annual Tournament of Roses Parade has been...
Ever since Western Airlines introduced first-class leg space in coach, our passengers have really had something to celebrate. So now Western offers you something to celebrate with. Complimentary champagne. So you can toast Western's first-class leg space in coach on every flight with complimentary champagne for every adult on every flight. Only on Western, the Champagne Airline.
50 airline pilots, professionals, acutely sensitive to vibration, noise, and motion, compared this all-new 73 Mercury Marquis to a $31,000 European town car. In an official test, 44 of the 50 judged Mercury more comfortable to drive.
I'm a very critical individual. I consider the Mercury better in every category.
It's just a more comfortable car to drive.
I think far and away the Mercury is the better car.
Mercury Marquis, built better, to ride better. At the sign of the cat.
A most joyous holiday season to you and yours from the Golden West family here at KTLA-5 Los Angeles.
Well, sir, considering the fact that just a few short minutes ago we said, so long, folks, it's remarkable how fast we're back, isn't it? The purpose of our dropping back on camera is to do a recapitulation, which is an interesting word, to review the happy news for the various floats that were the winners of the special categories of competition. And as soon as we see some of the winners parading by videotape on our TV monitor here, we will remind the winners of the happy moments they enjoyed just perhaps a half hour, an hour and a half ago during the parade.
Now, let's see. This is the one title premier. What was the award that this was given? It's very difficult to see here what category it won for. But this was the one you remember, which was the Hollywood premiere. And it showed the vintage cars and the searchlights and...
Due to an interesting combination of blown-away notes and a television picture, which, as far as we are concerned, is non-existent at the moment, it will be a remarkable achievement if anything we say has any relation to what is on the screen.
If we can just see what the award won was.
That does look like the movie premiere.
It was the Grand Marshal's Trophy, yes, and the Grand Marshal's Trophy is for exceptional merit for any float other than a business firm, such as a hotel, you know, or a company. Now this, darling, was Stagecoach. This is the one drawn by the Clydesdale horses. You remember this is St. Louis's float, a Stagecoach, which honored also John Wayne. This is the sweepstakes winner. And of course the sweepstakes winner is always given to the most beautiful float in the parade and the most coveted. It's considered the best. Everyone wants, yes, everyone wants to win the sweepstakes award. What is that? Judges Special? Is that
Special, yes.
And the Judges Special is for the float displaying the most humor. What is it? Oh, this is the one, you know, of the police. What do you call that?
Keystone Cops?
Keystone Cops, yes. The Keystone Cops, and there we can see the... Now, the Mayor's Trophy, this was won by Mr. and Mrs. Knott of Knottsbury Farm. And...
George M. Cohen.
It's for the best display of originality.
We'll be right back after this message.
Hello, darling. Happy anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary, honey.
What's your favorite kind of pie?
Lemon meringue. What's your favorite kind of pie?
Lemon meringue.
And now this limited time offer, when you buy any pie at the original House of Pies, you'll receive a lemon meringue pie absolutely free. That way you'll be able to have your pie and eat one too. Available at participating coffee shops.
Can any water heater keep ahead of today's family, no matter how many demands they make at once? Maybe not.
Edith! The water's cold!
But even if it's stone cold, a gas water heater can completely reheat in 1 hour. For water heating, nothing is more efficient than gas. It costs less and saves energy, too.
The world is definitely flat.
If man were meant to fly, he'd have wings.
All aspirins alike.
It's funny how truisms come and go. Do you still believe all aspirin is alike? Listen, Bayer tested its aspirin for quality against every leading brand of aspirin. Not one could match Bayer's overall high standards. It's all in here. Get Bayer, because all aspirin is not alike.
You mean the world isn't flat?
Now, the anniversary trophy, darling.
Won by the Farmers Insurance Group's King and I entry.
Yes, and it's for exceptional merit of any company that is a business company, you know, such as insurance or airline or something like that. And it's the beautiful Anna and the King of Siam, as you remember. It was an exquisite float. Now, the Ambassador's Trophy. Let's see, the Ambassador's Trophy was...
Is this the one from the Virgin Islands?
No, that's the one it looks like from Mexico. And, of course, the Ambassador's Trophy is exceptional merit for entries outside the United States. That was that beautiful sunburst, you remember?
I have one sunburst here from the Virgin Islands.
No, this was not it. This is the one...
We're very bullish on sunbursts today.
No, wait a minute. You may be... I think you are right. All right, now the Isabel Coleman Award is, of course, given this year for the first time, and that's for the best use of color. And, that was one, let's see. The best use of color, that was won by the, it looks like the Stars. That was, yes, that's the one that was won by the Producers Association. You remember? For their film and their stars.
Oh, yes, Movies in the Making.
Yes, Movies in
Memories
the Making.
Memories in the Making, the Movies Association of Motion Picture and Television Producers.
Now, the theme prize... No, the theme prize was won by the Association of Movie Producers with their theme movies and memories. You see the stars in the film and all.
I must explain again just briefly to those who may think we've suddenly taken leave of our such intelligence as we have that we are unable to see these pictures.
And the Queen's Trophy was won by the African Queen, yes.
City of Los Angeles.
And of course, the Queen's Trophy is for the most effective use of roses.
That was the float with lovely Miss Kathleen Robinson, Queen of the Los Angeles City Employees Association, riding on it. And we'll return in just a moment after this important word.
Civilized like an elegant woman, savage like a cat.
Mercury Cougar XR7, like nobody else's car. Buckets, tachometer, automatic floor shift, V8, all standard. No car combines more luxury and sportiness than Cougar XR7.
It's like nobody else's car.
Built better to give you more. At the sign of the cat.
I know what it's like being a mother. Only the best is good enough. So when your child gets a fever from a cold or flu, you should know that every children's aspirin tablet is made up of tiny crystals. But instead of using just one shape of crystal, Bayer Children's Aspirin blends two shapes to help it go to work quickly and gently. I'm Jane Wyatt, and I know that if Andy were my child, I'd give him Children's Bayer.
The next winner would be the Wizard of Oz entry from the Florist Trans World delivery, winning the Governor's Trophy.
And the Governor's Trophy, of course, is the most fitting presentation of the theme in the business classification. And that, oh, I just adore that float. It was with those marvelous heads of, you remember. Now here is the Pioneer's Trophy.
Won by the County and City of San Francisco.
And this is the best characterization of the romance of California, and I would think that would certainly be it. The 100th year of the cable cars, you know, from San Francisco. Most original and most atmospheric. We always think of cable cars when we think of San Francisco. The President's Trophy.
This is one of your favorites, Jane, the greatest show on earth from Baskin-Robbins 31 Flavors.
Yes, and the President's Trophy is always one for the most effective use of roses in a float in the business classification. And of course, 31 Flavors is business. And they used roses in all of those, 31 Flavors. The International Trophy, of course, would go to Nova Scotia.
Mutiny on the Bounty.
And this is the most beautiful entry outside the territorial limits of the United States. The International Trophy always is. And oh, that was a beautiful float. Every year, theirs from Nova Scotia is so lovely. The sweepstakes being the most beautiful in the territory limits. Now, the Princess Award, darling.
That would be, let me see, 107, which is our dear friends, the Roadrunner, and Wile E. Coyote.
And the Princess
Dr.
Award
Pepper, folks.
is for the best display of animation. And they really, with the Roadrunner running all over the place, that was great animation.
I think in this strong wind, you and I should have won that award.
Very clever, very cute.
We have another winner, momentarily due.
Dr. Pepper's won a lot. This is the National Trophy.
Won by the $1 Million Mermaid entry of Seattle from the Seattle Seafair.
Yes, and that's for the most beautiful entry outside California, but in the United States. And that's also business.
Miss Kathy Beck riding there somewhere.
Most beautiful entry, yes, that's
I think they should enable us to say goodbye this time, Jane, against the background of Mutiny on the Bounty with this hurricane force wind we're fighting through here. You'll notice that everything is taped down. We've been using about 80 yards of tape to keep all these papers and notes.
But it's been fun.
It certainly has.
I loved every minute of it.
And fresh air kind of wakens us up and puts us in a good mood to hurry over to the Rose Bowl and enjoy the game. So, to those of you who are seeing it on television, good luck to you, and if you're not, we'll see you soon anyway. This is Steve and Jane Allen saying thank you so much for joining us.
And a very happy 1973 to you all.
See you next year.
Seems a large film strip.
In answer to Bugs Bunny Immortal's question, what's up, Doc? It certainly isn't the temperature this morning.
There's a colorful display of roses on this float.
We have the Ames Shrine Mounted Patrol bringing up the rear. President Gordon Hooper, Marshal, Captain Ken Rudd. These gentlemen are from Oakland, California, riding 20 handsome matched black and white Tobiano Pintos. Some of the saddles that they are wearing, incidentally, we mentioned this factor earlier, are worth more than $100,000. And again, that's all folks time from...
And so it looks like, darling, the curtain is rung down on the 84th Annual Tournament of Roses. Theme, movie memories. And you know, I just loved the theme this year. And I loved all the floats.
Well, sir, just to prove that we didn't turn blue altogether, although our color, I'm sure, is modified, we're on camera just time enough to say, that's all, folks.
And a Happy New Year to everyone.
And a Happy New Year to you, dear.
Thank you, sweetheart, and the same to you. See you at the movies.
See you at the game.
The 84th Annual Tournament of Roses Parade with Steve Allen and Jane Meadows has been brought to you by your neighborhood Goodyear dealer and stores, makers of the Polysteel tires, and by your friends at Southern California Gas. Energy is the gas company's business. Conserving energy is everyone's business. And by Western Airlines, offering champagne to every adult and first-class leg space to every passenger on every flight. Enjoy it to Mexico and Hawaii soon on Western. And by Levitt's. No matter what type of furniture you're looking for, Levitt's has it in top-name brands for less. You'll love it at Levitt's. And by the Original House of Pies, a unique coffee shop where right now, when you buy any pie, you'll receive a lemon meringue pie absolutely free at participating coffee shops. And brought to you with the best wishes for the new year by your local Lincoln Mercury dealer. See Capri for 73, exciting new Mercuries, luxurious Lincoln Continentals at the Lincoln Mercury Sign of the Cat. Proceeding was presented by videotape recording.
Ohio State has the first down in the Southern California edition. Brought to you in part by Heirloom Bedding, makers of fine handcrafted bedding. Today is Tuesday, the 2nd of January. The time in 30 seconds, 1:02 a.m. Baseball superstar Roberto Clemente of the Pittsburgh Pirates is dead at the age of 38. Clemente and 4 other persons were on their way to Nicaragua with a cargo of relief supplies for earthquake victims. The 4-engine plane crashed into the ocean shortly after takeoff from San Juan, Puerto Rico. NBC newsman Richard Wagner reports.
Was loved and respected by the people of Pittsburgh, who called him simply the Great One. One of the highlights of the 38-year-old Clemente's 18-year baseball career came in 1972 before his fans when he joined the coveted circle of baseball players with 3,000 hits.
I'll remember one of the losses that I feel, and I think it's tragic in another sense, is the fact that I don't think anybody really had an appreciation of Roberto Clemente, who had a sense of humor, who was an easy man to be with in our clubhouse. He was a comfortable man. I know he's had his differences with the media at times, but we had so much fun with Roberto, and that's a side of him that is unfortunately nobody in Pittsburgh knows. Very few people in Pittsburgh know. That's a sad thing, because he was the greatest guy you could imagine, and it's so hard for some people to understand that. In the clubhouse, he was one of the guys, and that's a heck of a thing to say about a superstar.
Well, Bob, I'll tell you, I remember him as one of the most compassionate ball players and individuals I've ever met in my entire life, and a guy that I'll never forget. He's the kind of guy that just knew how to relate to people in general, whether it be a rookie coming up or a man off the street or a superstar of his caliber, whoever it might be, just knew how to relate to people. I got to admire him for that, the kind of guy that just got along with anybody, and a fellow that I'll never forget as long as I live, and I'm sure that a lot of Pittsburgh people will never forget him either.
Most Americans will remember Roberto Clemente as the guy who hit a lot of home runs. But in his homeland of Puerto Rico, where he planned to build a sports city for underprivileged children, he will be mourned as a national hero. When we continue the story of war and peace around the world today.
After a while, most mattresses lose their original comfort. They either get too hard and lumpy, or too soft and squishy. And sometimes you just can't face going another round. So, Heirloom suggests you take the day's aches and pains and lose them at night on a super featherbed Futura. It has a surface made up of 10 individual pillows, each filled with fluffy, resilient Dacron 888 to cradle you in softness. For lasting support, a strong Holland-made inner spring, plus box springs tied 8 ways. Together, the softest, most resilient sleeping surface, plus all the support you need. If it hurts you to sleep, a handcrafted Heirloom super featherbed Futura could make all the difference.
See the yellow pages for the Heirloom dealer nearest you. The New Year's Day ceasefire in Vietnam is over, and for all sides, it's war as usual today. American bombers went back to work, but are staying away from the north on President Nixon's orders. A peace settlement will be approached from 2 sides today. In Paris, preliminary talks are underway. They will prepare the stage for the January 8th secret talks by Henry Kissinger. And in Washington, D.C., House Democrats will caucus to prepare for the opening of the 93rd Congress tomorrow. Possible anti-war legislation is being planned. And while a lot of people in Paris and Washington are talking about the war, a group of Americans who just got back from the war zone did some talking in New York. NBC newsman Bob Teague reports.
On their return to New York from North Vietnam, the 4 anti-war activists virtually confirmed Hanoi's version of recent American bombing raids. Clergyman Michael Allen, Associate Dean of the Yale Divinity School, told of seeing Vietnamese women and children among those killed by the bombs.
And I remember seeing an old woman crouching by a bomb barrier, working away at bricks and chanting out, my son, where are you, where are you?" And just went on and on and on. And it broke me up entirely. And then a few minutes later, I came around a bend and there was a family stretched out on the ground, a mother and a father and a couple of kids dead.
Joan Baez, the folk singer, told of a brief visit with American POWs in North Vietnam and their reaction to the bombing.
The POW camp that we visited was one that was not the Hilton one in the middle of town, but was outside of town. And we met with, Telford said, about 13 prisoners, and they were completely shocked. And what I was just mentioning was the irony of having the pilots say to us, well, what's going on? I mean, I don't understand what's happening, because their roofs had caved in and they were trying to build themselves somewhere to hide out in their own bunk rooms.
When questioned about the possibility of having been used by the North Vietnamese, Miss Baez answered, so what? If they used us in an effort to help end the war, I'm glad. Bob Teague, NBC News, New York.
That group has just returned from Hanoi, and it includes Columbia University law professor Telford Taylor, Vietnam veteran Barry Romo, folk singer Joan Baez, and the Reverend Michael Allen of the Yale Divinity School. In Northern Ireland, the first killing of the new year has taken place. A carload of Rolls-Royce factory workers was machine-gunned. One of the Catholic workers died, 3 others were wounded. Across the border in the Irish Republic, a young Catholic couple engaged to be married were kidnapped from a dance and shot to death. And in Belfast, 25-year-old Elizabeth McKee has been arrested. She's a high-ranking officer of the outlawed Irish Republican Army. She's also the first woman held without trial under the anti-guerrilla laws. When we continue, the cost of being poor goes down and LA temperatures go up.
Southern California. It's a great place. It's a vast place. That's why we produce over 800 local programs every year to serve the needs of 12 million viewers in over 150 communities. Programs of social interest like women's lib, welfare, ecology, and consumerism. Ethnic specials, as well as weekly shows exploring the problems and issues of our minority communities. Children's programs, sports, religion, education, the arts, city and government affairs. All in all, a balanced schedule of programming. That's why when we say we're serving Southern California, we mean it.
Happy New Year from all the people at Channel 4.
Hello, Ed McMahon to talk about tourism. Southern California has everything a person could want in a vacation, but the message has to be told to prospective travelers. The Southern California Visitors Council advertises and promotes Southern California to woo those people and their dollars to come here. Dollars create jobs, lots of jobs. Last year, says the Visitors Council, visitors spent $1.3 billion in Southern California, and that created and supported 800,000 jobs. People do not come to Southern California automatically. They have to be told about the man-made attractions and the natural wonders, so they choose Southern California for a vacation destination. The Visitors Council celebrates its golden anniversary this year. 50 years of reaching the people and making them select Southern California.
It's going to cost less to be officially poor this year. The Labor Department announced it will raise the guidelines it uses to determine if someone is poor. The exact figures haven't been given yet. 60 miles per hour winds lashed parts of Los Angeles yesterday. This is La Crescenta. Cleanup crews from the cities, the county, and the state are still busy picking up debris and rocks from roads. More billboards and trees were shoved over. It's going to be windy again today, but it won't be as bad as yesterday, and by tomorrow the winds are expected to die down. The overnight low was 45. The days are going to get warmer. Today the high will be 72, and tomorrow it will be 76. The Lakers beat Seattle 108-105, and the USC Trojans didn't run into any Greek horses all season long. NBC newsman Tim Ryan narrates their latest conquest.
Freshman running back Archie Griffin gets Ohio State back into the action on this last play of the first quarter, taking the ball deep into USC territory. That play led to this touchdown, a one-yard dive by Randy Keith.
Comedian Imogene Coca is in a New York hospital today after an automobile accident. She's listed in fair condition and will undergo eye surgery. And here in Los Angeles, actor Edward G. Robinson is in the hospital. He's listed in satisfactory condition after entering Mount Sinai Hospital for a series of tests. Robinson is 79 years old. The Census Bureau says as of today, there are 210,194,312 people in the United States. Most of us managed to stay out of trouble while celebrating the new year, but not all. In Fort Lauderdale, Florida, more than 70 persons were hurt and 44 arrested in a battle between police and partygoers. And in Pasadena, a Bellflower man was stabbed to death after an argument at the Rose Bowl parade. For those of you who missed the Rose Parade, or for those who'd like one last glimpse, here are a few scenes. The theme of the parade was movie memories, and a lot of big stars showed up. All the good seats were taken long before the floats started rolling down the streets, but latecomers did the best they could. There were 59 floats in the parade. The governor's trophy went to Florist's Trans World Delivery. John Wayne was Grand Marshal. The theme prize went to a float sponsored by the Association of Motion Picture and Television Producers. And the grand prize winner was sponsored by Occidental Life Insurance, depicting an old-time Hollywood premiere. Mrs. Pat Nixon was an honored guest. USC is her alma mater. The big prize, the sweepstakes trophy, was won by the city of Lakewood for its entry called Kismet. This has been the KNBC News Service sign-off edition. Stay tuned to Channel 4 for the latest news developments of the day. David Horowitz will be here at 6:55 with the local news, followed by national and world news on the Today.
Protect and preserve your wood investment with the finest name in wood care, Scott's Liquid Gold. Either way, liquid or spray, there's nothing else like it.
We're not communicating terribly well at the beginning of 1973. I did make it clear that I thought that Ross Porter was certain in his own mind that SC is the #1 team in the country, but you are unique.
Oh, yes.
Here you are, a graduate of the University of Oklahoma, the #2 team in the country, and you have a weekly television program with the coach of the #1 team in the country.
It was a good year, wasn't
it? And we like to think that you're #1 in the hearts and minds of all of the viewers.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you, too.
Let's have a review of this spectacular day, okay?
Tom, their unblemished string in jeopardy as well as a possible national championship. The Trojans of Southern California scored the first 5 times they had the ball in the second half today and buried Ohio State 42-17 in the Rose Bowl. It was Coach John McKay's 100th victory in 13 seasons of USC, where he's lost only 33 and tied 6. Afterward in Pasadena, McKay cracked, "Is there anyone else they want us to play now to prove that we're really #1? I don't want to take on the Redskins," he said. McKay said it was not his club's best game of the year. The Michigan State performance was better. Tied 7-7 at half, the Trojans exploded for 35 points, and McKay said better pass protection was one reason. A record crowd of 106,869, including the First Lady, saw Sam Cunningham score a Rose Bowl record 4 touchdowns, Mike Ray passed for 229 yards, and Anthony Davis rushed for 157 more. A rugged USC defense also was instrumental in the triumph. Ohio State drove to the SC-21 in the first quarter, but the Trojans held on 4th down. Later in the period, Archie Griffin of the Buckeyes fumbled to Charles Phillips of USC at the Ohio State 38. After Ray passed 12 yards to Charles Young, Davis gained 19 to the Buckeyes 7. On second down, Ray tossed a 10-yard scoring pass to Lynn Swan, and Southern Cal led 7-0. Griffin gained 59 yards rushing in the first quarter, and this run put Ohio State on the USC 25 as the period ended. Rick Galbos rambled to the 3 to keep the 56-yard drive alive. Randy Keith scored the touchdown. It was 7-7 at halftime. Early in the third quarter, SC had a 3rd and 17 on the Ohio State 48. Ray passed 23 yards into the wind to Swan at the 25. Ray then passed 14 yards to J.K. McKay, and a personal foul put the ball on the 6. Cunningham scored his first touchdown from the 2 to cap the 57-yard march, and it was 14-7. But Ohio State came right back. A 22-yard pass, this 18-yard run by Keith, and Griffin's 16-yard jaunt aided on the march to the 4. Brian Bashnagel then kicked the 21-yard field goal. SC was offside, but Ohio State refused the penalty, which would have made it 4th and 1 at the 2, and it was 14-10. Then came the rout. Southern Cal had good field position all day because of short Buckeye kickoffs, and only had to move 56 yards the next time. This 24-yard pass to Swan from Ray put the ball in the 32. Davis went the last 20 for the touchdown, making it 21-10 USC. Ohio State then advanced to the Southern Cal 33, but Greg Hare's pass was deflected by Eddie Johnson, and Phillips intercepted at the 18. He returned it 50 yards to the Buckeye 32. Davis raced 19 yards to the 13 on a first down carry. 3 plays later, Cunningham dived over for his second score from the 1, and it was 28-10 with 1:25 to go in the third period. In the fourth quarter, Southern Cal drove 67 yards. Ray passing 20 yards to Swan at the Ohio State 9. After SC center Dave Brown recovered a fumble, Cunningham scored the touchdown from a foot out. It was 35-10. Charles Hinton's interception led to a 41-yard USC march, and Cunningham scored his 4th touchdown from the 1. Ohio State scored in the final minute against SC reserves, some of them offensive men playing defense. Cunningham was named player of the game. He also was rewarded with the game ball from his teammates today. And Davis, for the 157 yards rushing, carried the ball 23 times. The Pac-8 made it 4 straight over the Big Ten and 5 of the last 6. It's the most lopsided West Coast win since Washington destroyed Wisconsin 44-8 in 1960. USC outgained Ohio State 451 yards to 366. Buckeye coach Woody Hayes, who had a pre-game run-in with a local newspaper photographer, called SC the best college team he's ever seen. Hayes, though, was so angry that he locked 8 of his own players out of the dressing room for 10 minutes after the game because he said they were too slow coming off the field. Texas quarterback Alan Lowry awakened this morning ill with a 100-degree fever, but later in the Cotton Bowl game, he ran a play that his team had used only one time all season long, a fake handoff to 2 running backs, and then a run around the left side. It worked for 34 yards and a touchdown. That keeper, with just 4:42 left, gave Texas an upset win over Alabama in the Dallas Classic. It also earned Lowry, who gained 117 yards rushing, the award as Offensive Player of the Game. Alabama had taken a 10-0 lead in the first 10 minutes and still led 13-3 at half. But Lowry ran for 3 yards in the score in the third quarter to get the Steers close. Then came the 80-yard winning drive. It was Johnny Rodgers' night at the Orange Bowl. Rodgers, the Heisman Trophy winner, scored a bowl record 4 touchdowns and passed for another as Nebraska embarrassed Notre Dame in Bob Devaney's collegiate farewell. Rodgers scored his first TD on an 8-yard run in the opening period. After Oxnard's Gary Dixon tallied for the Huskers, Rodgers took a lateral from David Humm and threw a 52-yard scoring pass to Frosty Anderson. It was 20-0 at halftime. Rodgers scored from the 4 at 3:43 of the third quarter. Just 3 minutes and 44 seconds later, he capped an 80-yard march with a 5-yard burst. It took Rodgers only 1:33 to tally his 4th TD of the night. Humm tossed to the flashy senior flanker, who broke free on a screen pass. Rodgers raced 50 yards to wrap up a brilliant career for the Lincoln School. Nebraska finished with 560 yards in total offense. In the rest of the sports news, Penn State coach Joe Paterno says he has not yet decided whether to take the New England Patriot coaching job. In basketball tonight, the Lakers made their record 30-7. They held off Seattle 108-103. Gail Goodrich had 36 points, Jerry West 31. The Lakers today picked up Bill Turner, who was with the Warriors for 5 seasons and was recently cut by Portland's Trailblazers. Turner steps in now for Happy Hairston, who undergoes knee surgery tomorrow and will be out probably until March. Baltimore's Bullets knit Milwaukee tonight 88-87. In college basketball, UCLA is still unanimous #1 in the AP poll tonight. Long Beach State has moved up to #5. In the NHL, Bobby Orr tied a record tonight with 6 assists. Phil Esposito had a hat trick. Boston clobbered Vancouver 8-2. In horse racing, Kentuckian won the $45,000 San Gabriel Handicap today by a neck at Santa Anita Park and paid $11. At Los Alamitos tonight, Plunder Bay, $660 was a payoff. There are some baseball experts who believe Roberto Clemente was the best player since Ty Cobb. He may have been. The ability to reach bad pitches, that rifle arm of his, the .317 career average, the 3,000 career hits, the speed. A complete baseballer, and quite a bargain. Roberto Clemente drafted by the Pirates in 1954 from the Dodgers for $4,000. He'll be missed. Tom?
If anyone deserved the accolade, the great one, I guess it was Roberto Clemente. There was a ski lift accident in Idaho today, and of course here in Southern California we had some pretty severe winds. Kelly Lang will be along to talk about the winds. We'll have the story of that ski lift accident right after we continue.
You have to get up early in the morning to catch PSA's 7 o'clock flight between Los Angeles and San Francisco. But there's another smokeless flight at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. and every hour on the hour until 9 p.m. Do you want to go places? Then get up early, keep smiling, and above all, buy a ticket. then you too can earn a place in our sky.
Excuse me, does your margarine taste like butter?
Well, not really.
Then watch. Mazola margarine tastes more like butter because Mazola has a special way of getting good natural flavor from butter itself. Like that.
Do other margarines do that?
No, only Mazola.
Does Mazola take anything else from butter?
No, just flavor. Mazola gets goodness from golden corn oil.
Now that makes sense.
Flavor from butter, goodness from corn oil.
I suppose depending on whether you're a native Californian or not, you call them Santa Ana winds or Santana winds, but anyway, they were blowing plenty hard today. About 80 miles an hour, they tell me, and they ripped through Southern California, destroying several boats, mobile homes, knocking out power to some residences, and blowing up dust storms in parts of the San Gabriel Valley. The Weather Bureau says the strong winds are expected through midday tomorrow. Well, we'll get the word from George Fishbeck in a minute. The heaviest hit by the winds was the Avalon Harbor at Catalina, where wind gusts churned up to 10-foot waves that ripped along the beachfront, causing more than $100,000 in damage. And now, as I promised you, the word from George Fishbeck on how long the winds will last and exactly what that airplane is doing in the middle of your weatherboard.
One thing, Barney, you and I won't get into is Santa Ana or Santana, but the National Weather Service calls it Santa Ana, and since this is who I represent, that's where I'll stick. But anybody can use anything they want to. Feel free. Now, about this airplane over here, I was afraid no one was going to ask. We've had 3 airplane stories today dealing with the turbulence, extreme turbulence. One over Laguna Mountains where the fellow had 1,500 foot per minute up and down draft, and he said his stomach was always 1,000 feet either above or below him. But I just came from the weather station, and they told about a case in the Imperial Valley where the fellow was in a downdraft at 500 feet per minute, and he said, I had full power on trying to go up, and he was going down at this speed. So we had quite some turbulence, and here's the reason for it. The reason is the same one that caused this basic Santa Ana condition. We have a high-pressure system over Nevada, low-pressure system over Arizona. The highs go clockwise, the lows go counterclockwise, and where they meet in this general area, you get a spin-off of winds coming out in this direction over the ridges, through the canyons, and down through the basin. But now that we know what caused it, let's see how long it's going to stay that way. This is the situation that existed today, the highs here and the low down here. And anytime you have a situation like that, all you have to do is move a few of the variables. This high is moved from here to here, the low is moved from here to here, and as a result, these conditions no longer exist. We can expect a few winds tomorrow, a few localized winds, nothing general as today, but we can expect them in the canyons. Barometer is now 30.06 and rising, and the winds will be north to northeast, 40 to 50 miles an hour. There'll be stronger gusts, you know, just below those canyons, and it's going to be localized. It can be there'll be a little cooler weather in the wind-protected pockets. Slightly warmer on Tuesday and Wednesday in most areas. John?
Very good, Doctor. Thank you so much. Southern California has certainly gotten off to a cold and windy start, 1973. You might think you'd have to be a polar bear or a penguin to brave the chilly waters along the beaches today, but some human penguins took the plunge. Anyway, very early this morning into the 56-degree surf as part of the Penguin Swim Club's annual New Year's dip. The sound of the siren, they were off. The whole point of this chilly exercise is to paddle out to a marker buoy 140 yards off the coastline and back to shore. There is a reward for this kind of activity.
What's it like out there? Cold enough for you?
Stimulating.
What made you do it?
Oh, I wanted to start the new year out right. This is the best way to do it, the water.
Is this your first time with the Penguin Club going out?
Yes, it is. I read about it in the American Park News. I'm a director, and I thought, well, I should do it once. So.
You look cold. Are you as cold as you look?
No, it's pretty warm.
We sent Stu Nahan down to the Penguin Club today, but there was talk of a shipping danger and also the possibility of a gray.
If you get the 11th annual sweepstakes letter from Reader's Digest, it's your chance to join 500,000 past Reader's Digest sweepstakes winners.
The possibility is usually so remote, but a delightful surprise. It will bring continued joy and happiness to my family.
Watch for your sweepstakes letter from Reader's Digest. It's your chance to join 500,000 winners. 500,000 winners.
All right, let's go. He's the warm you up. All right, all right, all right. Drive!
You guys ought to be in better shape by now. Look at me. I got 20 years on every one of you.
Even if you're in great shape, hard work in cold weather can make your muscles ache. So rub in Ben Gay. Ben Gay's warmth sort of bakes the ache. Ben Gay, when you're hurt, it helps.
A message to all American Indians from famous American Indian ballerina Yvonne Choteau.
These are forms of skilled expression in the world of the creative and performing arts. As a descendant of the Shawnee and Cherokee tribes, I am truly proud of our many American Indians whose artistic efforts have found fulfillment. There are many opportunities for American Indians to use their creative skills in the service of all Americans.
For a free booklet, write to American Indian, Box 6558, Washington, D.C. 20009.
Welcome back, old friend.
Thank you.
Good to see you, my boy.
Thank you, my
Great.
lad.
Very nice.
Listen, I was kidding about Jimmy Hampton because one of the nicest things about hosting a show like this is that you can bring on a friend who hasn't quite, made it yet, but he's on the verge, you know what I mean?
That's great.
It looks like, for me, this guy is going to sit in this chair tonight. And
New Year's Day on CBS, a festival of entertainment. First, see the Cotton Bowl Parade, live from Dallas, Texas. Then it's the 84th Annual Tournament of Roses Parade with its breathtaking floats. And finally, back to Dallas for the Cotton Bowl game between the mighty Texas Longhorns and the nation's fourth-ranked team, Alabama. It all adds up to a day of excitement. New Year's Day on CBS.
I know a pickle that's so great. That's so great. The yummiest.
Lucy's really in a pickle, in more ways than one, when she stars in a TV commercial on Here's Lucy. Robert Vaughn.
Riding with them, Nardita Valdez, musicians, Estudiantina of Guanajuato, Mexico. And here we have another important winner coming toward us. This is the float entered by the County of Los Angeles, winner of the Governor's Trophy for the best characterization of the Romance of California. Now, those of you who know about the famous...
The bowl games are here. First, the Rose Bowl as undefeated USC take on the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Then to Miami for the Orange Bowl as the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame battle the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Football action begins New Year's Day at 1:45, right here on NBC.
When you open an account...
Hey, George. Someone told me that you wanted me to wear a different nightie for this spot.
Ridiculous. That one's fine.
Really?
Sure, that's a very good night.
And a very good nightie to you, too.
Good evening. Tonight we have a film report on a prank that ended in the death of a 21-year-old Pierce College student. And in case you missed it, Terry Phillips has highlights of today's NFL playoffs.
The search continues tonight for a 7-year-old Merced boy who has been missing now for more than a month. And San Quentin is bracing itself for an inmate strike.
Also tonight, the Rose Bowl is already full, and the Sooners sour the Sugar Bowl. Next on Eyewitness News.
You know, I've been fishing rivers, lakes, and streams all my life. I've tried the Delaware, the Monongahela, the Kanawha, the James, the Potomac, Mushingham, the Susquehanna, and I've yet to go out and get anything less than a limit. Yeah, you name it, boy, bass, trout, cottontail, whatever. It's all in how you do it. I guess it's just me. I'm a natural-born fisherman. You know, somebody told me you couldn't get any fish out of this river because it's so polluted. Well, they weren't talking about me. When I go out for the limit, and it's just as good as done. I can understand those people. There's a lot of fish in this river. Remember, only take as much as you can eat. That's the thing. You know, you can be greedy about it because, well, we get this. Oh, that's a little over the limit. Kind of a funny smell to them, but I guess I'll cook out of them.
For information about fine on this area on Performance tonight at 9:30. KNBC-4, doubleheader on NBC.
You've always wanted a car designed for you, at your kind of price, an easy price. And if Firebird Esprit has a brand new interior, if it handles and rides like it was part of you, with a look about it that reaches into tomorrow, then Firebird is your car. Because the wide track people have a way with cars, your way. And Firebird Esprit was built for you by Pontiac, of course.
If you think Firestone's new Radio V1 will give you 40,000 miles or more, you're right. If you think it rides rough like some other radios, you're wrong. The Radio V1 will give you a really comfortable ride. Firestone is so sure they'll give you 7 days to test it. If you don't like the way it rides, Firestone will give you your old tires and your money back. The 40,000-mile Radial V1. Another people tire from Firestone.
Stop worrying about how your hair looks. Work out with Vitalis. It leaves your hair neat and healthy looking. The Vitalis 60-second work.
We'll have halftime activities in just a moment. Right now we pause for station identification.
A man returns to life as an insect and widens the circle of fear. Friday at 9, 8.
This is the wine country, land of Ernest and Julio Gallo. For 4 decades, they have been making some of California's finest wine. Today, wine experts acknowledge the excellence of Gallo's Chablis Blanc, the pale gold color, delicate aroma, and crisp, clean taste. Now, enjoy this choice wine from California's finest vineyards. Chablis Blanc, the new premium wine from Gallo.
Hey there, friend. What's the problem? Well, I just tried to cash a check at the drugstore and they wouldn't take it. Well, a check guarantee card might have helped that. You get it with our combined Ready Reserve Account Master Charge Card. In fact, we offer you a unique package of personal bank services when you open a checking account at Security Pacific Bank. Thanks. I needed that. You've got something special at Security Pacific Bank.
Los Angeles Barrios Special tonight at 8:30.
Our score is 7-7 at halftime. USC scored in the first period a 10-yard pass from Ray to Swan. Ohio State came back in the second quarter, a 56-yard march with Randy Keith bucking over 1 yard out. 7-6. USC 14, Ohio State 7.